What's up guys, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars. This is a sweet little 65 Chevy short bed step side pickup truck, and I wanted to get her up before Christmas. This is one of those trucks that we just said we're gonna put it up like it is and let the next person decide what it is that they want to do with it, because there's a few little things it could use, but the beautiful thing is it doesn't need anything to be hopped in and enjoyed and driven just like it is. Oops, I left the key in the on position, but that's okay. It's had a recent tune-up. The fuel pump's been replaced, and we'll pop the hood here in a second. 3-speed on the column has been moved to the floor. So one thing that this is going to need, so it's got a 3-speed on the floor right now, very likely the original transmission or one similar, and it feels like and sounds like first gear may be missing. Oop, the emergency brake does work on this, by the way, as well as the fuel gauge. I was just trying to take off and the e-brake was on. That's rare. So it may or may not do it. I'm going to try right now. I'm holding the camera with one hand. I'm letting the clutch out with the other, and the clutch feels amazing. First gear has a touch of a rattle to it, almost as if maybe a tooth is chipped on that first gear or something. And so I took it to the transmission shop. They said they could open up and fix it within the next month or so. But then we started talking about it. And here we go. This is second gear. It shifts perfectly smooth. Third gear, perfectly smooth. The clutch feels wonderful. It's got a little bit of play in the steering and probably could use an alignment. So maybe about that much. But when I'm driving, I mean, it steers straight down the road. Brakes have been serviced as well, and it stops nice and straight. In fact, I'm not touching the steering wheel at all as I push the brakes there, come to a complete stop. So, especially for such an old truck, I'm going to say those brakes stop awesome. We'll go back to first gear. I held the camera down there for just a second because I wanted you to hear that little grind in first gear. So anyways, the discussion around the table was to sell it like it is for this very reason. Somebody may want to just have this one repaired. It shouldn't be too expensive. Get the first gear working again and off you go. But what a lot of the guys at the shop said is, as long as you're fixing the transmission, you should put a 4-speed in it, or put an automatic in it. Put a little 350 turbo transmission in it and go ahead and do the automatic swap. And to that I say, I think that's a wonderful idea. And so that's why we left it like it is. Again, keep in mind too, I'm steering this in the cul-de-sac right now with just one hand while I hold the camera with the other. So this is a good driving little truck. I'm going to pull up here and show you around. Yeah, it's unusual for me, like I said. In fact, actually, when we bought this truck, I rolled it up on the trailer. I took it directly to my transmission shop to talk about that 3-speed. And so, like I said, our decision on that was, let's let the next guy do it. I'll tell you another reason too. I tell people this on the phone all the time, but if you have it repaired near your home, here, let's listen to the engine real quick. Runs awesome. I think the idle may be just a little bit high. Yeah, I think I'd probably turn the idle down on it just a little bit. But it's been so cold. We've been getting unusually cold weather. Okay, what I was saying about the transmission is true actually for any mechanical repair. I tell everybody this, since we sell most of these vehicles to people out of state or overseas. If you have this, for example, perfect example, this transmission repaired at a reputable transmission shop near you, almost every reputable mechanic shop should have some kind of a warranty. 12 years, 12,000 miles. I'm sorry, 12,000 miles, 12 months. I wish 12 years. And so instead of us, fixing this and then it, having an issue or needing an adjustment in a few months, it's much better for you to have it done near you, and then you have the accountability of your technician right down the road. So Anyways, little 250. Like I said, it's got new cap, rotor, oil change, fuel pump. Starter looks good, wired up. Alternator, inner fender wells look good. So this truck's got some rust on it here and there. Top of the firewall, that little curl, there's the worst spot right there. Other than that, the rest of the firewall is in great shape. Inner fender well on this side as well. The hood's in good shape underneath, all the way, and even along this drip edge and everything. And then when we get to the front, this is pretty common. We've got some bubbles here. I think the value in a truck like this to me is to either shop truck this thing, which we had said, we were talking in the paint shop the other day about this truck. Take the grinder to it, grind it down, expose some of these rusty spots, and then let it patina, you know, give it a little rusty patina. That's such a cool look. You know, the paint is peeling and faded. There's a pop there, and you know, just let it be what it is. It's such a cool, I mean, it's a running, driving truck as it is. It's ready to go. But if you're a body guy, this could be your truck because it needs a few body repairs here and there as far as rust is concerned. So overall, the body's pretty straight. We get up really close to it. You're gonna see consistently all the way around that this is really a shop truck or something that we would call like a farm truck. Tailgate's in good shape. The bottom of the tailgate is not rusted along the bottom edge, and of course there's just little crusties all along the way. I mean, this, I always say this is the tailgate I want to hang on my wall in my office, you know. Body lines look really good around the driver's side rear. Paint, original paint crack like that, but don't see any rust or evidence of bubbling there. Cab corner actually looks okay from the outside, a little bit of bubbling, and then the bottom of the door is pretty common, has got some bubbles in it. So I would say this is one that we haven't had one in a while. This is one what I would say that has a lot of the common rust issues down below. And I'm gonna get up underneath it in a minute. Like I showed you the front of the hood. The bumper and the grill appear to be like original. So, and scuffed, you know, call this like a work truck. There's a pop here. Tiny little bubble there. And then the bottom of the door on this side as well has got some obvious rust there. Step side coming to the rear passenger, and the bed. This bed is actually in exceptional condition. One little pop back here. I'm hoping you guys can see that with the glare. It takes a second for the camera to adjust for the sun. Nice and straight though. Great thing is the body lines are super straight. A couple little spots, crack there. Doors open, close really easily. Window, just a touch of effort and they roll up and down. Carpet's older, it's in okay shape. It's got a few stains and stuff. The great thing is these carpet kits cost 175 bucks online, and they go right in. You take the chair out, they go right in. Now I don't know why. Fuel tank in the back. I think the speakers are cool. By the way, the radio does work. Not sure why we see this sometimes, but this was put up on a 2x4. A lot of times people just want to try to raise it up just a little bit. It's also possible that that's not the original seat for this truck, especially with a plastic side on it. So it's possible it could have come out of another model vehicle. This is a custom cab with the custom cab trim. It's got pressure treated lumber in the back. It looks like it's been there for quite some time. It's still in great shape overall. Spare tire, still got the little nipples on it. The tires have good tread. Cooper Cobra radial GTs. They actually only look like they have fairly low miles on them. Probably older, with just a little bit of cracking here and there on them. They seem to hold air really good and drive down the road good. Show you the inside real quick. It's got a great seat cover on it. It's beautiful. If you look really close, there's one tiny little hole right there. Other than that, the rest of the seat is in great shape. It's got seat belts in it, which is really cool too. And I'll take pictures of this without the shadows. That's why I try and park in the shade when I can to take my photos. Gauges, I believe, I know when the temperature is cold in the morning, or when I actually just turned it on, it was cold. The H comes on. Oil comes on. I'm not seeing the generator light come on. And she fires right up. Odometer shows 41,734 while I'm driving it right now. Know that it's mileage exempt. Turn the radio on. Not much to listen to, but glove box has the glove box in it, which is nice. And let's see, even this works. That's nice. I want to say that I'm not sure that the wipers work. I thought that they did, but I could never get them to turn on. I don't know if it's the switch. So I'm turning the switch here for the wiper and it is not coming on. The heater does work. That's awesome. Horn, that works. Also, I believe the turn signals are working, including the indicators. Okay, indicator on this side is not working. So, left side indicator is working. Inside the truck, bottom of the door is rusty. Rockers look okay, solid at least from the top. Hinge pockets look good. Bottom of this door is a little bit more solid than the other side. A couple of little crusties, and then this rusty spot right up front. Hinge pocket on this side looks good as well. Rocker looks good from the top up here. Drip rails look good on the truck, all around the top. There's a little bit of surface rust in there, but I don't see any holes, at least from this side. Hoping that you guys can see that. There's a bit of glare with the sun. There's your drip rails. All right, so up underneath the truck. Here we go. Really solid front end. Everything looks original here. Looks accident free from what I can tell, at least from looking at the frame. Don't see any modifications or any indications of an accident. Original looking underneath. It's got new brake lines on both sides. And like I said, the brakes have been serviced. They stopped nice and straight. So, driver's side inner fender well, looks like there's a little bit of fiberglass putty right there. Then your rockers on the bottom have rust. If you wanted to fix all the rust on this, you'd want to get on like lmc.com and you'd want to order just all these panels. You know, they sell like this piece, for example, from here down. And they sell the rocker. They sell the bottoms of the doors. Cab corners are actually surprisingly in good shape. Floor pans actually look pretty good on this side. This is your original floor pan. Frame rails. Step side, like I said. You've got Georgia red clay, Tennessee clay under here, Georgia clay. Yeah, famous dirt daubers there that did not get hosed off. But yeah, the floor pan on this side looks great. I want to be careful because the truck's got some rust on it. I always want to disclose that. But I always want to also be clear on something like this. This is not a rusty bucket truck. You know, when I think of that, I think of a truck with a tree growing up inside of, you know, that's been sitting in the field forever and then, you know, somebody just threw a motor in it and made it go. This is not that truck. This truck has been kept up. And sure, it's got a few rusty spots, but I mean, look at the bottom of these fenders in the back. All this looks great. Just this one spot right here. I mean, so like I said, if you were going for restoration, this side looks great, by the way. Original steel. Underneath, all the frame looks good. Superficial surface rust only. Also, got new brake bleeder valves there on both sides from when they serviced it. The rest of the lines look older, but not original, and should be functional. Inner fender rear. few little crusties, but nothing major. The bed on this truck is in incredible shape, actually. I go to the front fender and then go underneath. Again, front fender looks good. Inner fender well's all good. All the way until we get to these little trouble spots back here. And a couple of little holes on the floor pan. Rocker on this side as well. Floor pan. About the same as the other side. Looks like it's in good shape. Cab mounts are old, original. Vehicle's probably never been off. Those look like they may have been replaced at some point, but they could just be in original good shape. But again, I just want to show how overall this floor pan looks pretty good. And then, like I said, your rockers. And then you got some fiber, looks like maybe a little fiberglass reinforcement there if somebody had done in the past. So there's definitely some rust on the truck. I don't call a truck like this a rusty bucket, but maybe somebody else would, but I don't at all. I think this is a great truck. And like I said, it runs and drives today. That first gear's been a little finicky. The guy that we got it from, he said, man, I barely even noticed. I just thought it was an old truck. So that's kind of the way it shifts. If you didn't know any better, you might even shift that first hit gear in and out of that first gear and just think, it just kind of feels like a clunky old 3-speed in an old truck. But I wanted to disclose that. I think if I was going to keep the truck personally, I'd probably put a 350 turbo automatic in it and just make it where you push the gas and go. I like it. I like these old trucks. Push the gas and go, push the brakes and stop. Not that I don't like manuals, but for something like this, I think we're all, at least most of us that I know are looking for something like this, are looking to just kind of go. That being said, I love shifting gears, and if the 3-speed worked, I'd leave it alone. So we'll let you make your choice. I ran extra long on this video because I wanted to be real good about disclosing everything that I could remember. It does have one little chip in the windshield. I forgot about that, just a little rock chip right there. So I think that's it. I mean, I haven't seen it leak. We don't usually drive our classic cars in the rain much, but anyways, I won't go any longer. Feel free to give us a call, but I think it's gonna make somebody a great little affordable Christmas gift. And keep in mind too, please, price reflects condition, and we've got this thing priced to sell. This is a bargain. Give us a call, 678. Oops, I almost gave you my phone number. You can find my phone number online. I don't put them on my videos. Look forward to hearing from you guys. PeachTreeClassicCars.com.